Hello, you guys. I know I said it's day first. It's the first day of my social media detox, as it is. This bell. I wanted to film this. I wanted to film this lookbook, but pretty much like everything else in my life, I always think that there's someone better that can do it better. And I stopped from it. I purchased a few jumpers on sale and I was so proud of it and I wanted to film it, but then my insecurities or whatever made the best, took the best out of me as per usual. And lo and behold, last night I had an epiphany that woke me up in the middle of the night. It was 1:54 a.m. and I woke up with this thought that it wouldn't leave my mind, and so I decided to write it down. I took my phone and I wrote it down on the Notes app, and but I couldn't stop thinking of it. So long story short, my mind had like this moment of clearness, of complete epiphany that it had not had for, I would say, safe to say, over 25 years, ever since it appeared, or more. And here's the following. I had this realization, and so what I'm gonna do in this 21 days, instead of just staying away from social media, is start believing in myself, and I am going to explain myself further. So ever since I was in pre-K and then in elementary school and whatnot, kids made fun of me because I was with kids my age. You know, this is a small town, but my IQ was higher, and so even though I was with children my age in class, I would be studying the books 1 year above, and there was a point that I was studying 2 years above, and so they wanted me to have my parents, they didn't want me to move away 2 hours away from everyone, being a small child, to a school for gifted children, and so they decided to keep me here with children my age, just so I would have a normal experience. But my books were more advanced because my mind was faster, learned faster. I remember vividly on when I was 6, we were learning to add, and I was on the blackboard and I did this calculus, and I wrote it backwards from left to right, and the teacher was like, "What is she doing?" Because I did that mentally. I didn't need to calculate. My mind would do that. And ever since then, my children that would go with me at school would mock me, and I guess I don't know, it was a cruel coping mechanism, because they were struggling, learning whatever they needed to learn, or not struggling, but they were learning at a normal pace, and to me it was all bread and butter, and that didn't sit right with children. And so that created lots of insecurities because I didn't care about, I never went to a psychologist, or that didn't even exist at that time and age. All I wanted to do was to be approved by children from my class and to have friends and to play with them and play Barbies, and I didn't want to be the odd one out. But as it turns out, barely no one, my best friend, who's my best friend till this day, she always was there by my side, but the children would really mock on me and would make fun of me. And so, I tried to downplay it, always play dumb, so much so that when I was 14, it was my 8th grade or 9th grade in here, but I don't know the equivalent in the States or whatever. when I was 14, I started failing all the exams because I wanted to fit in and I wanted to be a badass. And so I wanted to rebel, and this is what went on. And whatever. And then there's this other part of me that growing up, I was a normal child, you know, then puberty hit and I gained, I would say like 20 pounds, 12 kilos, so 24 pounds or so. I was fuller, rounder. My pants were a size 42. I don't know if that's a size 10 in the US or something like that. Like, I was not obese, but I was chubby, and I wanted to, you know, to like boys and to be approved. And now I wasn't the target of knowledge. Now I was the target because my figure wasn't the best figure out there. And so I decided to abuse my body just to become, as I told you in another video, a skeleton, to be approved. And in doing so, all I did was hurt myself, hurt my inner psyche, and nobody approved me. Like, I was a frame, and still people wouldn't look at me. And then I flourished out of all of that, and I realized that I grew up to be a beautiful woman. Of course, I am not beautiful to all the beauty standards because I am a Mediterranean woman, and that comes with a very apparent nose profile. Yeah, in India, that is common. Here in the Mediterranean countries, unless you have ancestry that comes from Africa, like women in Seville, in Andalusia in general, like, I don't know, take Paz Vega, Penelope Cruz, they have smaller noses. But if you are a native, as I am, your nose, much like the French people, is gonna be bigger. This always made me like a little bit self-concerned, and so I started seeing all those actresses with noses the size of a peanut, and there was my nose that was not the size of a peanut. It's a very apparent nose, you know, it's in the middle of my face, it's nothing like you can't conceal. And so I was so self-conscious, and I looked myself in the mirror and I started to hate myself, and I tried to conceal it and I tried to hide it, and I did everything I could. I never did surgeries to any part of my body that it's not, well, I did surgeries on my back and I got my tonsils removed, but I mean, I never got aesthetic surgery or anything. But I had this realization last night that all I needed to do was to start, you know, like the L'Oreal commercial, because you're worth it. So start to believe in myself, because I realized I was sleeping and I woke up and I realized that I have spent the majority of my life seeking for approval from others. And when I always have been in disapproval of myself, and that maybe is the way that I've been raised, or maybe it's a cultural thing in here, but in some other cultures, when you're good at something, you just say it, you just pick it all out. I'm good at mathematics, I'm good at whatever, I'm good at on the wrong way, whatever you're good at, you know. But in here, if you are good at something, or if you are good in any way, shape or form, to be accepted by society, in order to be accepted by society, you have to conceal it yourself. And I realized that what I've been doing the majority of my adult life is to pretend to be dumber than I am, and to play it low-key, to play not stupid Marilyn stupid, but to play it stupid, like yeah, not to, you know, keep the conversation on a level. And if I think I could add some more, that could be just lift people speak and have their saying, and never speak my mind or my thoughts. And at the same time, I realized that the majority of the days, just to fit in, I just didn't do my hair, I didn't do my makeup, I never got dressed properly. I would just go in with sweats and leggings and a ponytail, and that's it, just to fit it, just to not be judged. But I decided last night I decided, like, I had this aha moment, and it was like, listen, I am not perfect. Nobody is perfect. For instance, I cannot dance. You know, I am a sucker when it comes to dancing. I wish someday I could learn to dance, but so far I never learned to dance. So if you put me to dance, that's a disaster. But there's things that I'm good at, and I am done concealing it. So yes, I am not 6 foot tall, or I don't know, I didn't win a Nobel Prize, but I am an intelligent, smart woman. And on top of that, I am beautiful, you know, and it's not just like beautiful, like in beauty standards. That's something that it's genetically given, but I am beautiful from inside as well. You know, I have a beautiful mind and I have a beautiful soul. And I realized that instead of, it's not like I'm gonna go ahead on the streets and just tell the people that, oh, I'm so much better than you. No, it's nothing about that, but it's about starting to love myself, and instead of hitting myself every single day, like punishing myself for being who I am, starting to embrace who I am. And if they don't like it, it's their problem. And if you have a beautiful soul, why do you have to play it down, play it cool, and just pretend that you're just normal, that you're just whatever, when you're a loving and caring person? That's not to say, I sometimes conceal that because I don't want to be taken advantage of. But there's a thing that I have to learn, and I will do my best to learn during this 21 days, is to say no. This is a struggle of mine that I've had all through my life, and I think I had this issue in saying no, because when you seek for approval from the outside, if you bring a negative, if you decline something, people don't take it the right way. Oh no, that's it, you know. If there's something that I need to say, yes, I will. If I can help, yes, I will. But if some days I don't feel like it, or if sometimes it's going against my will, or it doesn't work for me, I have to learn to say no. So a little bit just to value myself a little bit more for who I am. And they say when you reach your 30s, you start to care less and less about what people think of you. Well, that's kind of true. But when you're from the middle 30s onwards, you hit a low blow, like, oh, I'm not doing what society expects of me to do. But other than that, I feel like I was rolling around my 30s just the same way I was around my 20s, not giving myself credit for anything. And so if I don't give myself credit for anything, who's gonna give credit for me? And I decided that it's not like I am a show-off. I never have, I never will, but I have to know my worth. And as a matter of fact, I do know my worth, just that I hide it and conceal it and play it low key. But not anymore, you know? I know my worth, and I know, who I am. And if anyone's gonna show up in my life, I know it's very difficult, if not impossible, but it has to be someone that's up to my standards. It has to be someone that I can play dumb with, and I can play stupid, and I can play whatever, but it's someone that I need to have sitting down next to me, and it has to nourish my mind, and it has to be someone, same way that my physicist friends and whatnot were, like when we were living in college, enriching my mind, my curiosity, and learning. It has to be someone that I don't care about people who don't care about a thing. I need to have someone next to me who's going to be passionate about stuff, and who's going to be able to sit next to me and lift me wow, telling me things that I love to learn, but I don't know yet. And sharing is caring. So this kind of stuff. So yes, this is like asking for a needle in the middle of the haystack. Will I find it? I don't know. But what I know for sure is that this mind, I am done having my mind like on autopilot. This mind needs like nutrients, and this is what it is, and this is how it's gonna be. And from starting today onwards for 21 days, I will leave all the guilt behind, all the self-consciousness, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get dressed how I want to, how I feel like, get ready, never apologize for how I look, and stop playing dumb. That's not to say that I am going to show off anything, but if someone asks me their opinion onto something, I'm not gonna say, oh, that's interesting, what is that? If I know what that is, I'm gonna say, oh, that's interesting, I know that too. And if I don't know something, I'm gonna go ahead and instead of playing, oh, that's interesting and that's it, like, no, that's interesting what you're saying, but I don't know what you're saying, so please explain yourself further. So this is more me. So in this 21 days, let's see if I can bring myself into this journey of loving myself more by valuing myself. So instead of being miserable for the rest of my life, I had this aha moment last night of, what if I tried to be me? And me is this what you're seeing, a high value woman, and hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, at least I hope that by the end of the 21 days, I will have learned to have more self-esteem. And that's not to say that I'm gonna go through this just like, sup people, no, nothing like that. But instead of just concealing, if I feel like going through the streets and having, done some 70s hair and wearing some earrings and wearing some red lipstick, or if I feel like, posting something of interest on my Instagram, I will do it. And I'm done, doing otherwise. And that's not to say like, oh, she's this brain egg and now she cannot be talked. No. I super enjoy stupid stuff, mundane stuff. I enjoy memes and I am very, very, very goofy. That's who I am too. And I will not be less goofy any longer. I am a goofy individual. I take myself seriously and I take life seriously when it needs to, but when it doesn't, and if I'm happy, I'm a big goof. And yeah, I'm goofy, I'm ingrained in this way, and this is how it's gonna be, And if they don't like it, and if someone thinks, oh my god, she's completely lost it. No, I haven't lost it. There's plenty of goofy people in this world. I don't know. I am a serious person when I need to be serious. I know my place, I know my time. But myself, if I'm having a good day, I'm a goofy one. So I won't be concealing my goofiness just as well. Same way, I'm clumsy. What up? I'm clumsy. Nobody's perfect. So there's that. You see, there's that. And this is how it's going to be, at least for the following 21 days. And see if I can make a change that is going to bring some positive effects into my life, and see if it's going to work. Because at the way my life was going, I think like it was going nowhere. I tried to fit in so many molds. I tried to morph into this and that, and look, it's whatever. This is me. Take it or leave it. That's a big rambling from me to you today. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope tonight I get a good night's sleep. Now that I had this realization, big one, it took 20 some years to come to this conclusion to my brain, like the Windows, how you say that, magnifying glass, what has been searching for decades, and it finally was like, ta-da! Well, now that I've had this ta-da moment, after so long thinking, why am I miserable? Well, there you go. So now I have to work on it, and hopefully by the end of the experiment, I'm not miserable any longer, and I can make myself be respected for who I am, and overall that improves my mood, my sleep, and my overall life. Yeah, I know you have to be humble, so I am sorry if this offends anyone, but I'm done pretending to be who I'm not. So I hope you're having a great day in the meantime, and sending you a big kiss, and see you soon. Bye.